Hello, welcome to another Legacy video. This weekend is the Showcase Challenge, so what we're going to be doing is I'm basically just going to be trying and testing what I'm going to be playing, and I have been liking this deck. This is my Elvish Reclaimer, sort of inspired by Green-White Reclaimer, the modern deck, but basically adapted to Legacy. So we're playing cards like Greens and Zenith, Sylvan Library, and even cards like Minsk and Boo. So obviously the card selection is going to be adapted to Legacy as well. So we're going to have cards like Collector Oof, and other cards that may not really make the cut in Modern, like Deafening Silence. But obviously the context of Legacy is very, very different to the context of Modern. So if you would like a more in-depth deck tech, I have already a couple of videos made on this deck, so you can check those out. But basically, I was going to be testing anyway, and I figured why not record it and upload it to YouTube. So this is going to be basically my testing process, right? Like I'm just going to be playing some leagues, trying to tune the deck list and see where things end up. And obviously I still am not locked on this deck as of yet, but I have faith in it, and I think that I want to be working on it and kind of see where it takes me. If you're enjoying the content though, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. And if you would like to support the content here, there's multiple ways that you can do so. Through Patreon, you can do so through just donations. I will play any deck list of your choice if you make a donation of $30 or more. And also I am offering coaching as well, so if you're interested in taking your playing to the next level, you can find all the information you need in the description of the video down below. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you for round number 1. Round number 1 is here, and we're playing against the Yorion deck. Yorion in Legacy effectively means either a control pile, like Udo and stuff like that, or it means death and taxes. So regardless, this hand looks pretty solid against either one of them, so I'm just going to keep it anyway. And we are gonna Once Upon a Time first, because if I find an Elvish Reclaimer, I would like to play that on turn 1, but we don't. So I think what I want to do is I want to get a basic forest and Zenith for Dryad Arbor. Okay. As of right now, my opponent may think that we're on elves, because that's kind of our play pattern kind of suggests that. Obviously, this answers the question. We're playing against an Udo control deck. Against Udo decks, I do not expect my opponent to be playing Lightning Bolt or anything like that, so I think I'm just going to Greens and Zenith for Elvish Reclaimer, and then we're just going to attack for 1. But Reclaimer is a threat that my opponent needs to answer, or they're going to single-handedly lose to it. We also do have the Minsk, which is very nice. There is an argument for if my opponent doesn't shuffle with Flooded Strand, they could be trying to set up a Terminus, and if that's the case, I'm going to be better off not playing the Minsk and trying to go for a different line. Okay, they're not doing it, so yeah, I'm actually kind of interested in playing a land and passing the turn. So I'm just gonna attack with Dryad Arbor, and then if my opponent is indeed setting up a Terminus, we can just sack the Dryad Arbor and oh, they did not. Interesting. I'm gonna sack the Dryad Arbor anyway. And I think I'm just going to get a Flagstones. Like, it's not great, but if my opponent did, if they're not going to kill the Reclaimer, we can start grinding value here. So it kind of forces them to kill the Reclaimer. Now they don't. Well, that's pretty good. So I'm going to shuffle right now so I don't get got by a Swords to Plowshares. But I'm just going to get Savannah here. We're going to play Sylvan Library, and then we're just going to pass the turn. So if they had Prismatic Ending, they would have cast it already. So I'm assuming there's no Prismatic Ending here. Boseiju? Well, that's kind of great for me. What do I want to get? I think I want to get a Taiga. There's an argument for getting a basic. My opponent could be playing not the Annualist, because the Anurag list, I think, doesn't play any basics. So my opponent could be playing a deck with back to basics. I think I'm not going to play around that. But now any land enables my field of it, which is Ghost Quarter. Yeah, okay, so my opponent does indeed have another plans for what they're trying to do. They're not on the Anurag deck. So I'll get Jetmir's Garden there. I think I'm just gonna get another Flagstones. Again, it puts a lot of, like, it makes the Reclaimer just put on a lot of pressure. Now I'm gonna play the Minsk and sort of force them to do something. They can force this. They could also have Force of Negation. We have Zenith for Raminep Excavator. If my opponent goes quarters, my Field of the Dead, which is nice. Yeah, I was gonna say, like, if they do have Force, they kind of should use it there. But that's a nice little 2-for-1 that we got there. Also, my opponent's just doing nothing. Caracas. Is this gonna be Prismatic Ending? They also Brainstorm that didn't shuffle. Prismatic Ending. Opponent finally attempts to answer our Reclaimer boy. We're gonna get our last hurrah from the little guy. And we're gonna get Field of the Dead here. I know that it gets Ghost Quartered, but then we can find we can Zenith for Raminep. Swing there. The Vesuva draw is not the best draw. Let's Zenith. I guess I can Zenith for Titania. That seems much better than Raminep here. Because that doesn't use my land drop for the turn, and then I can immediately Vesuva the Field of the Dead. So get back field. Opponent concedes. Sounds about right. Okay, so Pyroblasts, yes please. Sevin's Reclamation, yes please. And I think that's about it. I don't think I want Swords to Plowshares. I don't want Collector Roof. And I think I can cut one Endurance. Yeah, this seems fine. This seems fine. I guess that my opponent could have, they have Ghost Quarter, right? Like, Ghost Quarter is not a card that you just randomly put into your Bant or maybe more deck. So I am suspecting that my opponent is going to have some sort of Loam engine going on. And that's definitely an argument for wanting to have Endurance. I could cut a Wasteland. Could cut a Wasteland instead. I do want Knight of Autumn to blow up my opponent's Sylvan Libraries though. So I don't want to cut the Knight of Autumn. I think I'm just going to cut a Wasteland. I think my opponent's going to have like a lot of basics. So if they want to play around Wasteland, they're going to be able to do so fairly easily. His hand's very sketchy. Like, I think I'm going to keep it because mulligan in a matchup like this is just so bad. Opponent moves to 6. Basic Island. They showed us Snow Island, so they're definitely playing Field of the Dead. Because they showed us Basic Island last game. I would kind of like to draw Pyroblast or something like that. Like one of my 5 Pyroblast effects. That's a fantastic draw. So that's Once Upon a Time. If I find a Reclaimer here, I'm obviously going to be playing Reclaimer. Okay. Raminep Excavator or Endurance? I think Raminep. And we're going to find Taiga here to make sure we have our colors aligned. If I could find a basic forest, I guess they showed me Ghost Quarter, so I guess I would not find basic forest. But obviously Arid Mesa is the only fetch that doesn't allow me to get basic. Okay. Brainstorm on my upkeep. That's super weird. Hopefully I can draw a fetch land. No fetch. Let's play basic plains, attack, and say go. I mean, if they can't answer the Reclaimer, they're gonna lose to it. It really is as simple as that. Okay. I think I want to waste here. It also makes the Reclaimer into a 3/3. If they are playing Terminus, they messed up. They should have fetched off of the basic. But this is kind of nice here. Like, we get to start really pressuring my opponent. Yep. Now they're mana screwed too. You'll love to see that. Now this is a pretty big thing. Like, do I once upon or do I attempt to get the Reclaimer engine going? I think I'm going to keep pressuring my opponent, particularly because they missed a land drop. I'm gonna keep putting on pressure, and I'm just gonna once upon a time on their end step. Brainstorm. Okay. They have not been able to get good value from this brainstorm. Brainstorms, plural. Yep. All right. Wastelands. My opponent wastelanded me, and then they got wasteland. I wonder what they kept with the ponder, but yeah, we just. That's kind of like the wasteland game. This is one of the things about Legacy, right? Like sometimes you just get wastelanded and you lose. You cantrip, 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 and you don't get there. See you next round. Okay. Nope. No, not a fan of this one. I mean, there will be matchups where this hand could be pretty good. I just don't really want to risk it. This one, I guess I'm gonna keep, and I'm gonna bottom Bojugabog because I really want Bojugabog to be in my deck. But this hand can do some stuff, right? Like we can once upon a time, we can hopefully find something good. If we find the land, we can Zenith. I could also, I guess, depending on what my opponent shows me, I could just not do anything. I could save the Zenith for turn 2, and I can just play out Jetmir's Garden instead. Yeah, I guess I don't really want to. I don't really want to get a Drat Arbor. Because like that's what I'm looking for. Like if I once upon and I find the Drat Arbor, then I want to be playing Drat Arbor, right? If I'm looking for a land, it's because I want to play Drat Arbor, and the truth is that I don't really. Like I'd rather this get okay, I guess I was wrong. So that's once upon. And I guess I'm looking for a basic now? Definitely not for that one. Yeah, so let's get Wooded Foothills. I'm gonna get a basic forest. And then I'm gonna Zenith for Drat Arbor. The best thing about Zenith for Arbor is the fact that you cannot draw it. Like once you've seen it. What? Wow, that's so aggressive. I mean, I'm ecstatic about that. Like, that's so good for me. That is so insanely good for me. Like, if I draw it, oh my god, yeah. Like, that is so good for me. They pitched a Daze. I guess that the Daze was gonna be a little bit bad, so I understand their thought process. I mean, Force of Will in a Drat Arbor. That is a lot, though. Blue-black? Oh, this could be Shadow. This could be Shadow. It is Shadow. that basically confirms it. So I think I want to play around Daze. I mean, the main reason to play around Daze is I can, right? I have 2 plows in hand. Not too much my opponent can do at this point. And they're not doing anything. So we're basically at sort of parity, but like next turn I'm gonna fetch for a basic forest and then play Raminap. Very simple. Do I want to kill that? Does that matter? Does that matter? I think so. I guess I'm gonna be using my mana in the following turns, and this also means that their shadows are never coming down, which is also good for me. Okay. They have to be playing Murktide, I imagine. So here's basic forest, and here's a Raminap. I think I'm gonna replay Windswept Heath, because it allows me to play STP. It allows me to play Source to Plowshares through Daze. Street Wraith. Okay. Okay, there's a Murktide. I think I attempt to plow here on end step. Basic Plains. Source to Plowshares. There goes that. Let's get... That's not a good draw, by the way. But I guess I'm gonna get my value here. And now I can go fetch Taiga. And here's Minsk. If they have a force, they can have to use it here. They don't, which is great for me. And just gonna plus and pass the turn. I have no interest in attacking, because it allows my opponent to deploy their shadows that are potentially stranded in their hand right now. So I'm basically not gonna attack unless I have to. Unless I'm like I have a board that's just so overwhelmingly huge that it just doesn't matter anymore. Next turn I am drawing 4 though. Next turn I am drawing 4, so I guess I'm gonna have to target their face. Okay, go into upkeep, say no. So they're gonna have to push now, or they have to answer the boo now. Okay. Can I say no here? Or am I forced to? I guess I'm forced to. Okay. Am I targeting myself? I guess. Kind of weird, but that's what it is. Yeah, I'm gonna bog them. Okay, it gets the bog out of the ETB tap land out of my hand, and it keeps the shadows off my back. I guess I should have played my land first, though. Should have played the Jet Mirror's card then, probably. And not that it matters, like I have all the mana that I could ever want. You got my Taiga opponent. Whatever will I do? Alright, these draws I'm not into. I'm not digging these draws. I am not digging these draws. I'm gonna say no here. Opponent's just not doing anything over there. That's always such a bad draw every single time. So I have a plateau, and that's it. Like I drew every single planes. Well, I guess I fetch for both of these. I think I'm just gonna plus. Oh, we're just chilling. Eventually, I'm just gonna force them to kill the hamster. Opponent plays Skalintarn. Their draw has also looked kind of awkward, so I suspect that they just have a bunch of snuff out. Yeah, they probably just have a bunch of shadows in hand. I think that's just what's going on here. They just have like 1 or 2 shadows in hand, which we basically stranded there very nicely. Okay, let's make a Minsk. Oh, come on, man. These draws are so bad. I think we plus. I guess I'm gonna keep playing lands, which I don't want to be playing. Am I attacking for 4 here? I think I am, because it sets up lethal for the next turn. So I think this is the turn that we attack, because the Murktide's gonna attack the Boo. I could have basically cracked the Boo to draw 1 card, but I don't think that's what I want to be doing. Ha! My hand sucks, opponent. Joke's on you. Okay, so that's going at the Minsk. And they're going to drop a shadow here, I imagine. Yep. Yeah, so their hand was indeed 2 shadows. Their hand was indeed 2 shadows. Now that is a good draw, though. That is actually a pretty good draw. So now they can't attack. I mean, they can attack with the with this thing. So that's going to clear the Minsk. So that clears Minsk. Opponent's got 1 card in hand. It's my last fetchable. That's so unlucky. It's so freaking unlucky. Come on. Oh no. Oh, this is so unlucky. This is so absurdly unlucky. So they can't attack with the shadows. If they drew a removal spell, I'm in pretty bad shape. But I also have certain draws that win me the game. Another Minsk would be pretty good. Do I have time for Reclaimer? Probably not. Vesuva would allow me to lethal. I guess it's not lethal, but it allows me to double the pressure, basically. They don't attack at all. I think these no attacks actually favors me, because my hand is just Flood City. And eventually I'm just going to have more attackers than they have blockers. They don't have an answer to Reclaimer. That's good for me. No answer to Reclaimer is good. Also, this Dread Arbor is randomly relevant, actually. Because if they fetch, then the 1 point matters. Him to Torak. You got me. You may have my land, opponent. Let's see what we draw. I mean, eventually we're just going to go wide enough that we just don't care. Ooh. Piece of candy. Piece of candy. Sup? I think I'm doing this now. This also is kind of nice because it plays around. Like, it allows me to draw a card. Which I guess I may or may not want to, but like it plays around my opponent top deck in exactly Wasteland. They want to draw now. Well, they don't have attacks, so I think that I'm just going to pass and I'm going to draw on their end step to play around discard spells. But we do have a lethal attack next turn. Like, I'm missing out. Like, if I draw a Reclaimer or something like that, then that's something that I could actually cast here. So I'm potentially missing out on that, but I think this is fine. Like, 13 life is a lot, right? 13 life is a lot of life. I don't think... Like, they can't double Murktide. They just don't have enough graveyard. Even if, like, they could be playing Thought Scour, I guess. Just Thought Scour themselves a bunch and kill me. I guess that could be a way out for them. But it's not what happened. So, good for us. Alright, so. These are the cards I'm interested in. What do I not like? Collector Roof, obviously. Sylvan Library, it's interesting because it's in a weird spectrum, right? Like, it's in a spot where my opponent's going to be trying to pressure me quickly. They're going to be trying to pressure me very quickly, but at the same time, the card advantage really matters. And they have no way of getting rid of an onboard Sylvan Library besides bouncing it with, like, the thing, Brazen Borrower. I think Nana Bottom can go, even though it's the only piece of life gain that I have in the deck, so I guess Scavengers kind of gains life. I think one Caracas can go. Love the reps, love the STPs, love the endings. Love the Reclamation. I think I'm just going to cut the library. We probably have enough. We probably have enough card advantage at this point. Maybe Titania should go. Just because it's like, it's so bad in the face of days. Well, I'm keeping this hand. The question is, do I YOLO the upkeep once upon a time? I guess not, because I may draw a forest and I would like to get that instead. But my opponent could potentially daze the once upon a time if they're a maniac or if they need the extra shock. This hand seems okay though. As long as I hit my land drops, gonna be looking Gucci. Opponent moves to 6. Turn 1 Flattest Round go. Snow-covered plains. I think I'm actually playing around days. And I love playing out the flagstones here because like my opponent can't wasteland it. It's kind of funny. Okay, now that we know that we're drawing some blanks, we can once upon a time. I guess we're gonna get Savannah. Play Reclaimer. There's an argument for going Zenith for Arbor there. I think I'd rather, like, next turn, this is an extra Reclaimer. Wow. They're getting lands tapped. I wonder if they cut their shadows. That would be very interesting if they did. Well, now they're going to see that if they wasteland my green source, I'm in a lot of trouble. Like, if they go wasteland your Savannah into push your Reclaimer, I'm going to be in a world of hurt. But if they don't, and they don't have an answer to the Reclaimer, which I doubt, they probably do, but if they don't have an answer to Reclaimer right now, they're going to be very dead. Because I just don't have to cast spells. The only question at that point becomes, do I play around Opposition Agent or not? That's literally the only thing. And I think the answer is yes, mostly because I can. That's the main reason to do it. Scalding Tarn is good for me. They let me untap. Whoo, baby. Whoo, baby. I guess do I play out the fetch land? I think I hold on to it. My opponent's not gonna have like some damage base removal, so I have no rush to make these into a 3/3. I wonder if they have Stifle. I get Jedmir's Garden. And I think I'm just gonna get Flagstone's number 2 here. Like, they didn't answer my Reclaimer last turn, right? I could have gotten Bojugabog to play around the Murktide. But I think if they go for Murktide, it's only a 4/4. I can probably beat that fairly easily. I can even see it for what's his name? Wasteland. Wasteland when they know about Raminap and they know about the Flagstones. Turok. Okay. That is pretty good. That is actually kind of good. Except, is it? So I can just go get another Reclaimer. Or I can resolve Raminap. I think I'm gonna resolve Raminap here. Get fetch land, fetch for a basic forest, and just pass the turn. Thoughtseize. Okay, so Turok's gonna be a 5/3. So I just have to find Caracas, and I bounce it back to their hand. So a position agent here absolutely destroys me, but if they don't have a position agent, then we kind of just beat them. 5/5 Merc. Yeah. Oh, Gourmet Angler. All right, it's kind of hot. Gourmet Angler is kind of hot, not gonna lie. So I guess I cut Caracas. Whoops. Just gonna get field. They can Wasteland, but it just doesn't matter. We just replay it. I guess their last card in hand could be push. There's field. And I think I'm gonna Endurance right now to play around ace. I could double block. Probably. What do we double block? I guess we double block the with Reclaimer. Alternatively, I could just take it. The problem with taking it is if they can't cast Murktide. Never mind. I think we just take it, and then we just start chump blocking with Field of the Deads. And I'm gonna sack Savannah here because the last card, the last fetchable of a Flagstones in my deck is the second copy of Savannah, so that allows me to keep triggering Field of the Dead while also ramping. So end step, crack Savannah for Wasteland. Sure. Let's do Wasteland. And now I think, like, my opponent can kill Reclaimer, but I'm just gonna Zenith for, Titania. Sure. So they push Reclaimer. Good thing I didn't double block. And now we get Flagstones. I guess we get Windswept Heath. Play Heath. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Zenith for 5. There's no way they have Spell Pierce. Also, where are my Pyroblast and stuff? Okay. This is a good days, by the way. This is a good days for a couple of different reasons. I think my opponent suspects that I'm gonna go get Titania. It also puts a land in their hand, so they can then brainstorm away. I think I'm just serving here, just 5ing them. Then I'm gonna have a 5/3 and another 2/2, and I should have very much lethal. I think. I was gonna say there's an argument for playing around Wasteland there because that denies it 2/2. The thing is that if they draw Wasteland, we know that they didn't draw anything, right? So we know that they're dead because they drew a blank. So like it's fine. Just doesn't like playing around. Yeah. This also gives me a 5/3. I don't think my opponent thought this through. So they turned my 2/2 into a 5/3 instead. That's pretty funny. Also, I guess I can replay Field of the Dead. Oh, I love this. Wasteland, you get another 5/3. We're having fun now. We're just having fun. My opponent floats mana. I love it. I love that my opponent floated mana there. Tight place until the very, very end. Tight place from my opponent until the very, very end. I respect it. Got him. 2-0. Okay, we're playing against Grant. G-77. Fantastic player. He likes to play the Wheels deck. The Narset Hull Breacher Wheels deck. I think this hand is probably going to be a little bit too slow. This hand, on the other hand, looks a lot better. Let's keep it, and I think I'm going to bottom Tireless Tracker. So I really want to save this for Collector Roof, but I honestly think that we're not going to have the time. I straight up think that we're not going to have the time. Or like we can just have it on turn 2. That's also another option. So let's find Taiga here, and let's see if they weigh. And again, I know, yeah. He knows I know. And I know he knows. That's very funny. Ooh, Shredder? Okay. I think I'm gonna Endurance here. Because he could play a Narset, and if he does, then I get so very owned. So I'd rather that not happen. Okay. It's not bad. Now the question is, do I Zenith? I think I Zenith. Collector Roof. Yeah, there's the Hull Breacher. And he pitched a Days Undoing before, so I suspect that that's a card that he could have here. It's kind of nice that we're putting a pretty significant amount of pressure here through this Endurance. I think I'm gonna Zenith for 3. Like, I definitely want to cast my spell. And I think I'm gonna go get just Raminap, because I'm missing land drops. And I would like to hit them. There was an argument for just playing out Endurance. That's definitely a valid thing when my opponent has 2 Ancient Tombs and he's gonna bridge. That's bad for me. No, LED doesn't do anything because we have Collector Roof. So that's nice. Damn it. Goddamn. Oh! I should have Endurance in response. I should have Endurance in response. That was a really big mistake. That was a huge mistake. Yeah, I should have Endurance in response to the bounce spell. And then that shuffles away the Echo. That's brutal. I think we lose now? Yeah, I'm kind of off it. Let's just move on to the next one. Okay, so Pyroblasts. We like those. Prismatic Ending, probably not so much. Force of Vigor is good. Meltdown. I guess Meltdown is sorcery speed. I don't think this is even that good. I do think Force is fine though. Endurance, oh, Deafening Silence is fantastic. So let's bring those in. I think we want to cut libraries. I think Tracker's probably bad. Oof is fine. Endurance is fine. Ooze is okay. I guess they're probably gonna have Chalices. Caracas is fine for Emery. I think I'm gonna cut Vesuva though. But I think Caracas is okay for Emery. 1 Minsk. Maybe Titania? Yeah, there's no way. I guess I can cut some STPs because I'm gonna have 5 Pyroblast effects. And Pyroblasts are just better than STPs. This hand looks kind of garbage. This hand looks much better. Keep that. I think we're gonna bottom one of the Deafening Silences. And we're gonna get Plateau here. Oops. And the reason to plateau, it's because we do have Pyroblast. We do have Endurance, I mean. So if the graveyard does matter, Days Undoing. Okay. Just the fair Days Undoing. Here's the Deafening Silence. Can I resolve it, please? Nice. Boop. So now he's not gonna be able to like do a bunch of things. He can only do one thing. Like that's the spell for the turn. Oh, there's that too, I guess. Okay. So I think I'm just gonna get Savannah here, and we're gonna play Reclaimer as I go. The question now is, do we plow this Malevolent Hermit? I kind of want to. I'm gonna do it on end step. I guess I can do it now. Because if they want to sack it so it doesn't go to the graveyard, then we can... They don't make a construct. Okay. Not the best draw I've ever seen, but I guess not the worst either. So we're gonna have to beat the constructs. This is shaping up to be a construct game. So I am regretting very much to not have access to my meltdowns now. Also, I fucked up. Like, he's gonna get... Oh, didn't get PD. Okay. Alright. Here's a bunch of damage. Gonna sack here. And I think we're getting Flagstones. Ugh. So I guess I'm gonna have to need to jump here. Just know we're gonna be like Second Saga. Second Saga's rough there. Second Saga is very rough. How do I beat these constructs? Force of negation is how I do that. Or getting somehow ramping a bunch. We do have double green now. I guess I get a fetch land which can go find Dryad Arbor as a chump blocker. It's not great. Allows me to leave one more turn. Lotus Petal. Okay, okay. Okay. So red, green, Minsk. Don't force me. Grant? Don't do it, Grant! It's got me. But yeah, so the plan was, you know, Minsk and Boo. Minsk makes a blocker every single turn, which is nice. And then, like, I chump, and then I get one more draw step, and then, like, I actually get to draw a bunch of cards. But he got me. He got me real good. Yeah, that mistake game one ended up costing me, I mean, at least the game. You know, like, we would have been able to play on because we had enough threats to pressure him and to pressure the Karn. But yeah, obviously I messed it up. All right, see you next round. This is the great thing about playing in the legacy queues. It's like you get to play against the nice guys, against the good guys. We're playing against Tony Murata, and I think I have a fine hand. I don't know what he's been doing lately. He's really good at post player. He has had insanely consistent results with post, mono green post, but I think he's off it as of late. I guess he's on mono green. That is the worst draw in the deck, I think. Yeah, if I'm assuming mono green, I should just keep the Reclaimer and go find my basic. Like, it's extremely important. He could be on Belcher, in which case, obviously, I should have kept the Wasteland. But I probably can't beat Belcher anyways, so... It is indeed mono red. So that is actually kind of nice, because it allows me to turn Reclaimer into a 3/4. He does not have any instant speed removal, so we can chill here. He could have Fury, I guess. I'm gonna get Taiga. I actually should have gotten Savannah, now that I think about it a little bit better. Discards 2 mountains. I will block, sir. Maybe he's attempting to hardcast Fury. Could be, could be. Could be. What do I want to do? I mean, I guess I'm supposed to get Flagstones anyways. Unless I'm willing to get a green source here. I think I'm getting Flagstones anyway. We do have access to Night of Autumn, so we can blow up the Fable, which is nice. Unfortunately, this is not legendary, the token. It's just an enchantment creature. Huh. Well, that's good for me. So he just messed up. I guess he didn't take into consideration that Reclaimer was going to become a 3/4. Well, we're going to blow that up. We're most definitely going to blow that shit up. And it's nice that we do get the 2/1, which just trades with both the Goblin or the Den. Like, whatever he wants to attack with, we can just trade with it. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool, pretty cool. Damn it. Damn it. That one's quite good there. Definitely taking the trade there, however. So, Tireless Tracker into Caracas. So we can bounce that, but we can also just wait and see if my opponent wants to do Den of the Bergbear. I think that if he activates then and he attempts Rabble, well, I'm gonna kill that thing now. Oh, he needs to attack with this now. Oh, that's hilarious. That's actually hilarious. Didn't even think about that. That's quite funny. So now he doesn't have good attacks. I mean, he attacks for 2, which I guess is not the worst. But I think that the way this works, like if he makes a then copy, it's just a 3/2. Now we can... I think I'm going to library this turn. And I can leave up Caracas plus Plow. Plow covers the Den, or like another Rabble Master that my opponent could draw, while Caracas covers Squee. And now Tracker threatens to be a 3 Chalice for 1. Annoying. Very annoying. So he can sack the treasures to activate Den. He doesn't. If he does activate Den, though, he can't recast Squee. So I'm just gonna block one of the 1/1s. Yeah, he should attack with the token because it's gonna make another 1/1 anyway, right? So another library, we don't want that. We don't want that one either. So there you go. Great. Shuffle away all the cards that suck. Let's get a snow-covered forest. And let's make it... Oh, I should have actually kept the second green because I could draw Endurance. So I guess there's nothing I'm playing here, so we're just gonna chill. The only card that I don't want them to draw is Fury. I think I can beat most other things, but Fury absolutely destroys me. Probably can't beat a Fury anymore. So that's the only thing that I want to dodge. Squeeze, fine. Just bounce it again. So now we crack a clue. Zenith. Does Zenith look it up? Let's see. Let's see. Put that on top. Put that on top. We can Zenith for Titania. We could Zenith for Ramnap. Zenith for Ramnap is pretty interesting, actually. I think I'm gonna Zenith for Titania, though. Get Titania. Get Fetch Land. Yeah. Alright, so Mono Red. This is my first time playing this matchup, so I'm actually very, very interested in learning how it plays out. So this blows up Chalice. I think I won these, by the way. This blows up Chalice, and that's it. So I don't think I'm into it. Like, this deck does not care about Chalice too much. Bog can go. I think Oof probably can go. Like, I guess they have Mox Opals, like Moxen. But I think I'd rather have all of these cards instead. Library seems a little bit slow on the draw, however. So I'm not super into Library. Am I into Knuckle? Huh. Am I into Knuckle? Am I into Tabernacle? I guess I'd rather have Endurance than Sealable Library, just as a card that can trade, particularly on the draw. Maybe on the play I can land an early Library and that can give me a pretty solid advantage. But so this hand seems fine. We get got by turn 1 Blood Moon or turn 1 Chalice, but I mean, that's sort of how it goes. You know, that's the nature of my opponent's deck. Like, they just have draws that are not beatable. That is just how their deck functions and why it's good. Legion Warboss. Okay, we may be able to raise... Well, yes, we are able to raise that, I guess. So if they play second Rabble, I think it's actually better for me to play a Reclaimer here. And next turn I can go Dryad into Plow. So I think it's better for me to deploy Elvish Reclaimer because it blocks the 1/1. My opponent's not going to be able to grow both, which means that they can only grow one of them. They're going to get a free 1/1, but then I'm also going to set up Reclaimer a lot quicker. So they do have another Rabble, which makes things significantly worse for me, but that's how it goes. We're going to take 5 here. Well, I guess we're just gonna go with Dryad Arbor and pass the turn back. And of course, if he has Fury, we just, you know, get absolutely destroyed, right? Squee. I think I'm killing Squee. So if I double block here, he kills Reclaimer. I kill one of these. I take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Then I play Scavenging Ooze, gain 2. Alternatively, I block here, chump here. That is... No, that's going to be too much damage. I think I actually have to double block, which is really, really bad. Like, triple Rabble Master is just so much. That's when this deck got good, in my opinion. Is when they realized that they can just... like, the best thing is not to go for the lock pieces, but to go for just being a Rabble Master deck. So if I play Scavenging Ooze, eat 2 of these, that's 6 life. I block here, take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yeah, I lose. Okay. That was really good for them. Let's actually try this. Let's actually try Tabernacle here. It looks super awkward, but it may just work. I mean, just having access to it, right? Like, because I could have gotten Tabernacle there, and I'm just putting so much pressure on their mana. So it feels like a fine one-off to... Of course, like, I'm opening myself up to drawing the Tabernacle, which it would be really bad. Land that doesn't tap for mana, obviously it's heinous. Also, they're playing Blood Moon, so they could just get me that way instead. But I think that just there's a lot of value in being able to do that, so I'm willing to give it a shot. I should have probably given it a shot in the game that we just played. Okay, what do we got here? I have to keep this hand, right? Like, the potential is just so high. I just have to keep this hand and hope that I find a 1-drop. A land, sorry. And if I do find a land, what we get is very interesting. I guess I have my 1-of library, so I probably just go for Zenith. But if my opponent moons me... I mean, I'm assuming that I'm going to find a basic forest. Or fetch land. Those would be the ideal things to find. But Flagstones is interesting. I guess it depends on which fetch land I find. Like, if I find the Wooded Foothills, then I think I just... If I find the Foothills, I think I just let it go. Like, I just fetch for a basic forest. But if I find the Windswept Heath, I think I play the Heath and I pass, because I can hold up Swords to Plowshares. And I can fetch for basic plains. Basic plains allows me to Prismatic End in a potential Blood Moon. Or plow Magus, right? So it depends on what I find of the Once Upon a Time. Opponent moves to 5. Okay, so it is indeed Wooded Foothills. So I guess I'm just gonna go for basic forest and Zenith for 1. So turn 2, I can play out library and hold up STP. Generally, I can play library and wasteland, depending on what they do. It's not a great wasteland target. Okay, here's a library. Turn 1 basic mountain. Okay, now things got a lot worse. It's okay though, because now I get to waste the Ancient Tomb, and if I find something like a Reclaimer, then we're gonna be cooking. That's a Reclaimer, I guess. I'm definitely putting back the Plateau. The question is, do I pay for this? Because I can go Reclaimer into so if I wasteland, I can't Reclaimer. I think I still pay for this. We're just gonna go like that. And I guess I can make a 3/4. Make a 3/4, take... Yeah, I think I'm gonna make a 3/4 here. Here's Reclaimer. He could have Fury, I guess. Or he could have like second Soul Land into another Rabble. And that would be bad. But now if I untap, I just go Plow Rabble Master, activate Reclaimer. Which is obviously incredible. No Fury is great. And I'm going to take 5 here. Block the token. Dodge Chalice like a champion. Put that on top. I guess I want to put that... actually, I think I'm going to draw Scavenging Ooze. I'm not going to use it for now. But just having access to it is pretty good. So, yeah, I'm just going to pass here. We're going to Plow Rabble Master. And I want to plow it on main phase, because like these Rabbles trigger on beginner combat, while the Squee triggers on attack. So it's weird. I don't know why they don't just like choose one template and just go for it with that one. But that's where we're at. That's how it works. Chrome Mox is probably bad for me. But again, like, this is a 2-for-1, and it forces my opponent to, like, choose what they do now. Oh, Fury is brutal. Oh, activate Den? Okay. So now that they activate Den here, so I just plow now. Like, they synced in their mana. Like, what are they gonna do? Not attack now? And this is like a good, learning moment right there. Like, the difference between activating Den at beginning of combat or activating in main phase ended up punishing my opponent pretty significant. I mean, I guess not super significantly, like it's just 1 token. But I mean, it's 1 free token, right? Let's get, I guess Knuckle does not actually look good here. Should I get Wasteland? Because I can go Wasteland, then Plow Chromox. And then we get one more turn of activations. Yeah, I like that. Let's see if we... There we go. Let's see if we can find land here. No land, but we did find another Reclaimer, which is great. So now I guess what we can do is we can Raminap. I think we're Raminap for the other... Oh, we can Raminap for Wooded Foothills and drop the other Reclaimer. Definitely interested in Wastelanding there because it prevents my opponent from card casting a Fury. So now Snow-Covered Forest, play your second Reclaimer, say go. Like, I don't think I'm interested in attacking. Maybe it was a free attack, but it's just like, why risk it? There's just no need for me to rush anything. We're pretty far ahead. Yeah. All right. Awesome. Beating the Mono Red matchup. See you next round. Last match. Let's see if we can get that 80% win rate. Always what we strive for in this channel. This hand looks fine. We can turn one Zenith for Dryad probably. Thoughtseize. Okay. This is gonna tell us like the result of this Thoughtseize is gonna tell us a fair amount about our opponent's decks. I imagine they're gonna choose Knight of Autumn because they're gonna be playing either Saga or Depths or something like that. So we take Zenith. Okay. That's potentially a good one to have my opponent not know about. I still think that I'm going for Dread Arbor. With them taking the Zenith, there's a chance that I should be going for something else instead. And by something else, I probably mean holding that for Reclaimer. It's not a great draw. Should I attempt to beat down? I don't think so. I was thinking of like playing Knight of Autumn as a 4/3 just to start beating down, but I think that just playing Oof and holding on to that is probably better. They do have Depths. Okay. I wonder if they just go for it now. Wow. Well, this worked out. This worked out pretty well. Especially because they revealed Wasteland, right? If they just chill for a second and like, don't do anything. Boop! I love to see it. Getting there, boys. Getting there. Reclaimer has been revealed. But now they have to like Wasteland Caracas, and they should probably do it main phase. Definitely holding on to this Knight of Autumn now that we know that they're on Depths. I'm gonna chill on this Knight of Autumn because we may need to blow up a Peeling Needle. This attack makes no sense to me. That attack makes no sense to me because like I'm never trading there. And like they're like the 2 points of damage are not gonna matter. Like they're either gonna combo me or not. So they put the combo together again. We do have Reclaimer though. This is actually very interesting because I really want to put on some pressure. So I think I'm gonna play this as a 4/3. And then we're just gonna start doing Reclaimer things. I think I'm just gonna sack Dread Arbor because my opponent's gonna play Reclaimer and then the Dread Arbor's not gonna be able to do anything. Vampire Hexmage. Okay, so now they can waste my Caracas. They can waste Caracas and then wait, what? They have Crop Rot? Huh. Okay. So now I just sack Dread Arbor for Wasteland. Tap. Prismatic Ending is actually quite nice. So let's play a land here. And I guess if I Prismatic Ending, I force the action. Prismatic Ending on Hexmage. If they want to do the thing, I just Wasteland the Depths. This allows me for a good attack with both of these. An attack for 6. In fact, I could present lethal here if I wanted to. Oh, that's actually pretty cute. All right, that's actually pretty cute. Do I swing? I guess I'm gonna Wasteland here. So I think I swing to present lethal on the next turn because they're not gonna be able to like play the unless they have another Hexmage. they're not gonna be able to. Like now, if they flip it 2, they straight up lose, and they can go like depths plus. Okay, they didn't. They can go like depths plus something, but now I have 3 lethal threats. Yeah. So they just sort of lock themselves out there. Okay, so Crop Rod is fantastic. We just saw how good Prismatic Ending can be there. They have a loam, so Bojuka Bog is interesting. I think I want Force. And I think I want to cut... I want Savines. Library seems great. Caracas seems fantastic. Is there any land that I want to cut? Not really. Titania seems pretty good. Probably Minsk is my worst card, actually. So we can cut one of those. Cut... actually, Endurance seems pretty reasonable. I think Collector Roof is going to be the cut. I feel like it just doesn't really do enough. And maybe... I think Tireless Tracker. Maybe I get punished for cutting the Tracker, but I think that Library is going to be better on the draw, just because it's cheaper. Tracker seems super mana intensive. Maybe Tracker is better on the play. Yeah, I think this is a keep. We got 2 answers to Merit Lage. We have... okay, I imagine they're going to take the Plow. Endurance is secretly pretty good versus them. Prismatic Ending is also quite fantastic. Source Splashers. Yeah, makes sense. Instant Speed is better than Sorcery Speed. That's nice. Alright. That's a pretty convenient draw. So if I find Reclaimer here, which I don't, so unlucky. I think I'm... like, this is kind of awkward, but I'm just gonna take the other Endurance. I don't think that any of those lands do anything for me. I'm not gonna fetch unless my opponent plays a Beating Needle. And obviously the reason to Once Upon a Time there is if I find Reclaimer, I'm very interested in playing it on turn 1. Sealed on Safekeeper. Okay. So I'm gonna be attempting to kill that with Prismatic Ending. I think I just fetch for Triumph here. Reclaimer is my best draw. Easy. So this just uses my mana super efficiently. Wait, they have Surgical? There's no way they have Surgical, right? They're gonna Surgical my Wooded Foothills? They don't have Surgical. Come on, opponent, you don't have Surgical. So here they can destroy their own land if they want to. Like, I'll take that. But that Reclaimer top deck was obviously fantastic. If they Surgical here, I'm not gonna, like, Endurance myself. So, if they want to Surgical my Wooded Foothills, I'm okay with that. Crop Rot. Okay, for what? I guess that they can assemble the combo here, if they have it. And I have a 1 look at Caracas. I mean, I can just hardcast Endurance and chump for a while. So if they do go for it here, we're gonna be forced. Yeah, okay. So they do have it. So I'm just gonna be, like, chumping as I develop my mana. Okay. This sets them pretty far behind. Like, now they're down to 3 lands only. And I guess I do lose to Crop Rotation. It is nice though that Endurance means that I can... Wasteland's rough, because it means that I'm not gonna be able to develop. And I think I'm just gonna target now. Okay, so they just had literally everything. Okay. You got me, opponent. So their hand was literally... wow, we would have gotten there too. So their hand was literally absolutely perfect. That's very good for them. Any changes? I don't think so. This looks fine to me. The only card I'm somewhat interested in is the 4th Endurance, but I don't think it's better than everything else that I got going on. Now this hand is a hand. I mean, obviously, like the Dryad Aberrant in the hand is always sadness, but everything besides that is great. I think I'm gonna go for... I'm definitely playing Reclaimer on 1, but the question is, do I play Fetch? No, I think I play base. Because I can turn this into a 3/4 faster if I play the Fetch. Yeah, I think it's fine. So let's go just Foothills. I really want to dodge Beating Needle. could be a problem. Because it's going to be a while until I have Zenith online. So let's just get Taiga here. And play Reclaimer. If they don't have turn 1 Needle, I think I'm going to like my chances. Because the turn 1 Reclaimer into Flagstones is very strong versus them. Yeah, Mox Diamond is... Mox Diamond is a strong card. So that's probably going to take Zenith. And if they have... I guess if they have Black Swords Fatal Push, we're going to be in trouble. Because Titania is going to take a while to come down. If my Reclaimer dies. Ursa Saga. That's a lot of pressure. Like that. Should I play around the Position Agent? Should I play around the Position Agent? I think no. Because if they have a Position Agent, I just lose. So I think I'm going to let it go. I don't think I can beat a Position Agent. So get Jetmir's Garden here. And I could Wasteland. I think I'm going to Wasteland. And I'm going to pass the turn. And if they activate, I'm going to Wasteland. Response. The idea here is to play around Crop Rot, right? So now they'll do this at 2-2, but mine is a 3-4, so I don't really care. And I have a couple of options. Like I can, Once Upon a Time. If they have Loam, I think I bog. Because if this is effectively a Tamwalk if they don't have another land. They have Depths. Okay. This is interesting now. So I think I go 1-2, Once Upon. Yeah, we take Ramen up here. Definitely take Ramen up there. And pass the turn back. Next turn we can Ramen up into Wasteland. If they go for it, we can Reclaimer for Caracas. They don't Loam, which makes sense, because it basically takes up their entire turn. Sejiri Step. You get Pro Green, my friend. You can sneak in your 2 points of damage. I'll take him. You've got me. You've got me good. Now the question here is, does my opponent have Bojuka? If they have Crop Rot into Bojuka Bog, they can kind of punish me. I guess they can't, because I can still go get Caracas, and then I can get the thing next turn, so it's still fine. Bob. Okay. So, Zack here. Get Caracas. Untap. And now we Reclaimer. Ramen up, I guess. Not Reclaimer. And I think I actually want to get Flagstones here. Like, it's a little bit greedy, but it allows me to ramp. And if my opponent does find Pity Needle, we still have this Prismatic Ending, so we can still Caracas. If they Wasteland, then Vampire Hexmage. Yeah, we have that covered, so it's fine. I guess they will need to have Hexmage, which they revealed, into Pity Needle. No, Pity Needle doesn't do it. It would need to be Hexmage into Duress. Okay? So if the last card is Wasteland... No, Wasteland doesn't do it. What does it, though? Is there anything that does it? Crop Rotation... Well, I guess Pity Needle now. Pity Needle now would do it, which they don't have. So... Crop Rotation for Wasteland doesn't do it, because they have only one card, so they can't also Crop Rotation and Bog me. So here we're gonna get Savannah. And here I'm just gonna go Insurance. This is gonna be the Insurance turn. Next turn we're gonna start to get some stuff going. I think I Wasteland, because I could also get Flagstones. If I get Flagstones, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. So I guess I think I actually do want to get Flagstones, and this allows me to play Minsk here. Opponent can kill the Minsk with the trigger on the stack. They can kill Minsk with trigger on the stack, or they can kill the hamster. Obviously killing the hamster doesn't matter. Killing Minsk also doesn't matter, because I have another one. And if they crack the Hexmage to Minsk, then I'm in okay shape. I do love playing against depths. Like almost regardless of which deck I play, I always love playing against depths. I feel like there's so much trickiness and there's so much like back and forth and making sure that you have your bases covered and your opponent is trying to like sneak in through your stuff. I think that it's a lot of fun. It really is a lot of fun. I think if we do get to next turn, we're gonna win. So this is the key turn. This is where my opponent can actually sneak out with a win. If they have some good, like a good combination of things happen here, I could see myself losing. I don't think crop rotation does it. If they have crop rot, they crop rot, destroy my Caracas, I wasteland in response, and then they can vampire hexmage, I guess, and then I Caracas, so like, that doesn't do it. What I can do is I guess I can force the issue? Huh, this is interesting. Like I can go for sack Boo to kill Bob or sack Boo to kill Vampire Hexmage. So I'm effectively trading Minsk for Hexmage. I think that's fine, actually. Alternatively, I can kill Bob and then I don't force the action on my opponent because I think that they don't have me here. I think the worst case scenario could be opponent has crop rotation and they crop rotation for Wasteland and they point it at Wasteland, then I just waste their thing, and if they activate, then I just Caracas. So I think that I'm actually going to point this at Bob. I may get punished by this. This also means that they can't fizzle the card draw, which is nice. So that's a Zenith. I don't think that changes anything for us. We're just going to chill here. I guess if they do have the thing that just throws the Merit Lage at your face, I can lose. Rights of Consumption. That's the name of the card. Opponent spending mana. What do they got? Crop Rot. I think that's okay. I think that's okay because they're not going to be able to do everything in the same turn. Like they can go get... yeah. But I just don't have to do anything here. I don't need to be the first one to make a move. I can just wait for my opponent to make a move. They waste my waste. I waste... They have not played the land yet. So I guess I do force the issue. I think it's correct to force the issue here. And there's the Wasteland trigger on the stack, which is funny. So... yeah, so they do this, and they don't get priority. So the token comes into play, and they don't get to, like, get tricky here. Like, they can't even rights. Because I just bounce this before they gain priority again. Which is pretty funny. because there's the Wasteland. I think my opponent had the rights, which is exactly the perfect combination. But because no, that's not. Oh, I wanted to return to game. Okay, damn it. But because it was because of the Wasteland trigger still being on the stack, they don't get priority, and I get to bounce the Merit Ledge before they can actually sack it. That's awesome. That was absolutely awesome. So this deck continues overperforming. And we've been playing against real decks, right? It's not like I've been playing against like random garbage decks or something like that. I played against Blueberg Delver. I played against the Depths deck, multiple versions of Depths. I've played against like the Yorion Anurag style piles. And I still feel like I'm in good shape. Like I feel like I'm coming on top very convincingly. Like it doesn't feel like, ooh, like I got super lucky and I got away with something here. Whenever I get there, like it feels like I am very firmly in control, you know, like I'm making tokens with multiple field decks thanks to Vestuva, or like I wasteland lock my opponent out of the game, or like I'm setting something really powerful up. Granted, our losses were to the mono blue wheels deck with Grant playing it, and yesterday my loss was to Sneak and Show. So clearly there's a weakness to combo, which has basically forever been a characteristic of this style of deck. So unless the combo decks that I get paired against are something like Reanimator, where I have access to, you know, stuff like Caracas, and I can and I have 4 copies of Endurance, and I have access to crop rotation for Rajuka Bog. So against the Reanimator in particular, I feel like a decent amount of tools. But if we get paired against something like Oops All Spells, for example, that's gonna kill us with Pact of Negation backup on turn 1, then like we're just gonna be, you know, SOL in those kind of matchups. So the same thing, it's true though to a lesser extent versus something like Ant, but the difference against something like Ant or TES is that they literally cannot beat the Deafening Silence in play, and then the answers that they have to Deafening Silence are sometimes they have Abrupt Decay, but more often than not, the answers that they have are just bounce spells, which then we can counter with Revs and Pyroblast. So the fact that Revs and Pyroblast are actually legit in those matchups helps out a lot. So yeah, I'm kind of into this deck. Like, it's been working out really smoothly as well. So that's very, very nice. And I think I'm gonna make like a video or two of with this before the showcase. So you know, stay tuned for those. Hopefully you enjoyed this one. If you did, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button, and always remember that you can have different ways to support my content if you're interested in doing so. So you can find all the information in the description of the video down below. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video, folks. Take care and bye bye.